Here we go. What up? What up, everybody? And thank you for joining us on another episode of the My One Cent podcast. And as you can see behind me, we have a new addition to the show, a new visual addition to the visual effects of this great show. What the fuck y'all laughing about? That shit is dope.
I love it. I like it.
I'm gonna work on it. I'll probably end up like doing stickers, attaching stickers to the rest of it to make it part of the show. Things that have stuff to do with the show. Probably frame that motherfucker too.
The next step is a statue.
That would be pretty fucking dope. They'll probably tear it down though. You know?
Nah, no one can tear that. No one can tear that one down.
Yeah, but yeah, shit. All right. I've been statues have been up for 100 years and shit. They're getting destroyed. There are frogs on this podcast? I think we got some frogs running around here. All right, gentlemen. So, everybody, welcome back. Gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you for doing another episode with me. Guys, you already know who these people are. Brandon's View, Twitter, Instagram, Mr. V_V305 on Twitter and Instagram. Well, no, you still haven't changed it, but that's fine. They find you. It doesn't really matter. They're back again for another episode. And we teased this a little bit a couple weeks ago when they were on last time. And since, obviously sports are slow right now. And, Alex Cora made sure that we had something to talk about because he's obviously speaking now. Now, let me ask you something because we talked about it yesterday when we did our little strategy session? Yes, we do talk before the shows because we're professionals. I mentioned that he didn't speak, and you were saying that, yeah, he stayed silent at the beginning, and that was his way of saying, yeah, we fucked up, we did something wrong. And then now he's speaking. From what I saw was that there was a report that they were just putting out on two people, him being one of them, and I forgot who the other person was as the masterminds of it all, and that's why he's now talking, saying, hey, hold up, man. And we weren't the only ones involved or whatever. Now, you seem to have had a grasp of what he had said, so you don't want to fill us in exactly.
Yeah, so supposedly the two main guys that they try to put it on was Cora and Mike Fiers. So remember, Mike Fiers signed with the A's this year or last year, whatever it was. I think it was this offseason. And he's the one that kind of started snitching on everybody. And now the third one, which was the most interesting one, was Carlos Beltran. Remember, he became the manager of the Mets. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this. It got deleted like 2 days later. But supposedly his niece came out and said, yeah, my uncle was part of the whole thing, blah, blah, blah. Remember, Beltran stepped down from as a manager. He didn't get fired from the Mets. He got stepped down. So supposedly now she started leaking about how like even the Yankees were sign stealing and how like she was talking about how like Yankees had guys in their bullpen taking videos during games. And she singled out Gleyber Torres. So there's a picture of Gleyber Torres like swinging through going through a swing, and you see like a device in his sock.
That's crazy.
Dude. It's weird. It's super weird. So
he probably borrowed it from Altuve.
Well, I mean, I would hope that all these guys had their own, so they wouldn't have to be handing them over and shit.
So here's the thing. So they first started with the banging on the trash can. I don't know exactly where they were getting the signs. I think everything was done video. I think from day one it was always video. I think the only thing they changed was how they were tipping pitches. So like at the beginning it was a trash. The second one was somebody whistling in the stands, like doing like a melody whistle, and then if you just whistle one time it was a fastball. Bro, they even got it down to the point where like if the guy whistled and then this guy hit the trash can, it was like an off-speed pitch outside or whatever.
Let me tell you, that's the extravagant nature of even the simple parts of the whistling, because that part I don't have a problem with, actually. That stuff, you're making the sounds you're not using technology like they eventually ended up getting to.
Well,
that part I don't have a problem with.
They always use technology. That's what I'm saying. The technology part was from day one.
I thought that started with the whole. I know somebody's looking, obviously, but they have to get the information. Well, they do have to get it back and forth. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were talking about, look, if the pitcher's like this, right? As soon as he goes like that, the batter has the sign already. That's how quick they were getting it, right? So, they had this thing down to a T, bro. They had it down to, like, pitch location, pitch, where the catcher was setting up, all of that stuff. So I don't know how they did the whistle with the trash can. That was actually pretty cool because they actually, had to come together.
Yeah, everything has to fall into place for that to work.
Yeah.
It's such a quick instance that got to be fast.
Then during the playoffs is when they started using the buzzer. Now I have a funny story. Now that's not a funny story, but I watch a lot of baseball, and remember during the Houston Astros run, they were on ESPN a lot, and I think I watched maybe the Astros do maybe 4 or 5 walk-offs, and more than half of those was hit by Altuve. And actually 2 of those were home run walk-offs by Altuve. So everybody knows that when Altuve hits a walk-off, when he crosses home plate, he rips his jersey off.
He didn't do that against in one series.
They didn't do it against the
Yankees, was it?
I believe.
Right.
And he's even telling the dugout, "Yo, don't."
I saw that. I seen that video clip.
This man actually went into the dugout, changed his shirt, and came out to do the post game interview.
that whole team was in on it.
Yeah, you have to.
What's your take, Alex?
No, just to expand on what Bram is saying, dude. I feel that cheating is the worst I've seen. Like even worse than Pete Rose gambling, because it didn't affect the outcome of the game.
It didn't affect the outcome of the game.
And I think this is.
Well, I'm saying Pete Rose. I think is what he's saying.
And I think this is more ludicrous than the steroid scandal. Steroids, because you take steroids, but there's a lot of guys that took steroids that didn't hit. They couldn't hit.
Didn't make them any better. It just made them stronger.
I don't agree. I don't agree with the one that you said that it's worse than Pete Rose. I think Pete Rose is actually the worst one because Pete Rose bet against his team, and he actually has to be in on that.
I thought he didn't. I thought it was the one thing he didn't do was bet against his team.
No, he did.
That was the main thing.
I mean, I thought. Well, no, but then he said that. I thought that was.
He was throwing games.
That was the one thing that he never got accused of was actually throwing games.
He was hot, but if you're caught betting on games, you're not gonna get kicked out of the Hall of Fame for betting on somebody else. You're gonna do it because you bet against your team and you have a say in it because you're probably the best player on your team and you're playing like shit on purpose.
It's obviously easier to bet against your team and make that happen than try to bet for your team and try to make them win the game as a manager. I get it. It's a lot more difficult. Yeah.
So I think
I could have sworn it wasn't that against his own.
He bet on the Reds.
I think Pete Rose was the worst one. The steroid thing, bro, I'll take a shit on that. I don't even if you get caught with steroids, I don't even think you might get suspended. To get put out the Hall of Fame though, that's petty. Everybody does the steroids. Now another thing. The same thing with steroids, same concept with the cheating part. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It's the integrity of the game. You still got to hit the ball, bro.
That was going to be my point.
I get that part, but if to have an advantage of knowing what the pitcher's going to throw, for example, when the Astros played the Dodgers I think it was in the World Series that the Astros won, I think it was in 7, Clayton Kershaw was like untouchable until then. All of a sudden, his ERA was like 6 point something.
No,
for
check
like
this
2
out.
games.
I'm gonna go back to what I was saying about that, but to touch upon the Clay and Kershaw thing, Ken Rosenthal, I don't know if it was Rosenthal or Ravitch, tweeted out that in game 2 or 3, Clay and Kershaw, and remember he's probably the nastiest off-speed pitcher in the league, one of the nastiest off-speed pitchers in the league right now.
I agree.
He threw 58 sliders and curveballs, and he didn't get one single swing and miss.
It's crazy. How crazy that is.
Now, let me tell you the fine print with the Astros. The Astros only cheated when they were at home. Remember, against the Dodgers, they won on the road and they lost at home.
Correct.
Which is funny because
and they won Game 7 at home.
You would think that they would be doing,
And they won Game 7 at home.
I feel like because of the technology factor aspect of it, it's bad. But I feel like this is something that's been going on since I played Little League.
I mean, the only issue that pissed me off was, aside from the Mike Friars guys being the rat, I guess you can say, is I don't believe the players should have.
Whistleblower?
Yeah, he's the whistle. The players should have been suspended. I'm sorry.
Another whistleblower.
They were
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're not.
like to have immunity, that's crazy, bro. Like that's crazy.
It's crazy that they're giving someone immunity in a baseball scandal. Like this ain't the fucking the law and shit. This is fucking baseball. Like, there's not a jail that he's going to go to.
Like, what was the punishment? The coach got fired. Is that right? The manager got fired.
Well, 1 year.
One year. And the
general manager.
And they got fined, right?
Mm-hmm. And they lost the draft pick.
And they took away a first-round pick, to my knowledge.
Which is shit in baseball.
That's not in the NFL. I get it. If it's like the Patriots, they got a first-round taken away. I don't know how long ago, but from that whole whatever that's the Deflategate or whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
But, bro, this year, regarding the Astros, right? I mean, bro, those hitters are gonna get nailed every game. Yep. When they play the other team, those pitchers, and when they play the Dodgers,
they're gonna have
when they play the Dodgers, look,
so they're not gonna be able to let that happen.
Bregman, Correa, Altuve, those are, I guess you could say, the three main guys. If everybody can agree,
they actually got lucky because they're not playing the Dodgers this year at all, because it's 30 games in the division and 30 games from the interleague in your division. So they're playing the AL West. Oh no, they are. You're right. They are.
Oh
shit.
So,
all right, so hold on. Well, go finish, and then I got a question for both of you. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, like, dude, they're at the road games, they're gonna get booed. I'm not gonna be surprised if they get hit every game.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this: are the guys that you mentioned right now, the main guys involved in this, are they not good players though, regardless of this?
They're great players.
My opinion. This is just me. I believe Altuve and Bregman. I think Correa's a little overrated, personally. He hasn't done nothing. Like, he hasn't been a superstar recently. But I feel Bregman is nasty, and so is Altuve. But Correa, I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's like super all-star. I don't believe that part.
I was just curious. I mean, I know the guys are good, and then people are going to throw a lot of this on them and then diminish what they are as players, and I don't think that.
And right. We'll see how they do. They lost Garrett Cole.
Yep.
Who was probably one of the top 2 or 3 pitchers right now.
He signed like some crazy
he's with the Yankees.
Some ridiculous deal with them.
Yep. And they replaced him with Greinke, so I don't know how that's going to work out.
Bipolar man, he's such a good pitcher. When he's on, Greinke is pretty fucking sweet.
He's inconsistent. That's his problem. I mean, the Yankees are loaded, bro, with offense. And, oh my God.
Do you agree on them fire? For example, do you agree that the Red Sox should have fired Cora? You was a Red Sox.
They got suspended, or he got suspended.
Yeah, he got suspended.
They couldn't just say, okay. I mean, he won a World Series the year before. Couldn't he, or whenever it was, the year after he left? Couldn't they just say, fuck it, let's take a year of his suspension? We'll have an interim, and we'll bring him back because he is a good coach.
That's what they're gonna do. I think that's what they're gonna do.
So they can't just because Beltran stepped down, which I think he should have waited to see what the Mets were going to do before. I mean, you haven't even coached a second of that team yet, and you're going to take a step down. Let them decide what they want to do with you. I don't think he should have stepped down.
I think that shows. I think he was actually one of the main ones in it. So I think that's probably why he did it. You know what I mean?
I agree with the suspensions. I don't think that guys. Well, because the thing is, the links that these people went to do this. It's like I said, we've been doing this since we were kids. When I was on second base, I tried to see. We didn't do that many signs when we were in the little league. I mean, started getting older, then things started getting more. But
I did my sign stealing from second base as well. But as a player, look, I played for Alex Fernandez my entire life. But I would catch some games when another team had a man on second. My first thing was to go out to the pitcher and change signs. So I didn't get signs off anybody. Now, again, I play for Alex. There was some times where I'll catch like this and I'll look at the batter and I'll be doing my sign at the same time and the kid accidentally will go like this. And the kid will get one in the ear. You know what I mean? Like it's
I looked down a lot. I didn't give a fuck. It didn't really matter anyway. Because most of the time it was just a bunch of gibberish and shit. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna hit it. Okay, so my next thing, real quick, the titles. Do you think that they should have taken away the titles from them? Because this is my theory on the titles. On this, if you find them to be guilty, they had to get rid of their managers and the general manager, and Cora had to get fired, and this guy's left. All that should happen. All that's guilty behavior. Then why not take away the titles? If they're so guilty, why not take it away?
I don't agree with taking away titles.
Hey, I don't agree with it either. I'm just asking as a question to put out there because, I mean, it feels like they go to a certain point to punish, but they don't do it all the way. And if you're being accused and found guilty of it, then you should be, taken to the woodshed. You cheated, technically, in a sport. in your sport. I'm just saying, like, so you both are on the same page that they shouldn't take away the titles.
Yeah, I'm against like the whole asterisk vacate, like college football. I hate the USC situation with college football.
Or Reggie Bush and shit, bro.
I just heard Reggie Bush is being welcomed back finally.
And how is it?
Yeah,
and how? Yeah, he had a 10-year ban though. That was from day one. But see, this is another thing, right? First of all, NCAA is the biggest piece of shit to ever walk this earth, anyways.
A mafia, man.
Okay, but Reggie Bush. That was probably the best college football season I've ever seen from one player in my entire life. Was Reggie Bush.
He's a top 5 I've ever seen in college. Personally, I've ever seen in college football.
I think he is the best. Better than fucking Burrow, better than Tebow, all that bullshit. Reggie Bush was the single
Burrow. Why'd you say Burrow? Because he had the one season?
Because everybody said he had the greatest college football season of all time. Anyways, Reggie Bush to me was the best player I've ever seen in college. What does him taking money have to do with his Heisman? Nothing. And how he performed on the field?
Correct.
Nothing.
Yeah. It's dumb.
He didn't wear a device on his chest to know what the defense is what the defense is called.
Bro, hey Alex, you remember this?
He didn't have Bill Belichick on the sideline.
Alex, you'll know this. Victor will be biased about it because again, I'm gonna say it today from day one, and I'm always gonna keep saying it. The Miami Hurricanes is the most hated program in all of sports. Okay,
not all of sports, but
all of sports. The NCAA. Do you remember when the NCAA tried to team up with the lawyers to take down the University of Miami? They teamed up with lawyers to take down the program.
They should have.
No, there is no other college organization. There is no other team that would happen to.
Dude, they're not the first team that people have talked about. The what is that shit called? What's that term they use?
Death penalty.
The death penalty. They're not the first team.
Do you not understand what I? Do you not understand what I just?
They wanted to give them the death penalty.
Do you not understand what I said?
They're not the most hated anything, bro. People don't like them, okay, but they're not the most hated, bro.
Do you not understand what I just said? You not understand what I just said?
Who do you think is the most hated?
SMU got the death penalty. SMU got the death penalty.
And they're back, and they came back.
Okay, so but SMU, when they got the death penalty, NCAA didn't try to team up with an organization to take down the program. That happened to the University of Miami. I just want you to know that.
Well, they didn't have to because SMU. It was easy. It was quick. They took care. There was nothing there. It was a simple fucking open and shut place with SMU.
Bro, I can't even.
I know what you're saying.
No, you're not.
You're saying, dude, that UM is so popular. They had to get all these other people that nobody ever gets that kind of scrutiny because it's UM. Everybody hates
Victor, I want to. Can you listen to this one? Can you listen to this one thing? What I just
I missed this.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. What the NCAA did is illegal. You cannot do it. That's why they couldn't sanction the University of Miami because they got caught trying to team up to take the program down. Next program. I can't do it.
Appreciate it, Johnny Cochran, Shapiro. Thank you. Thanks for getting OJ off too, but appreciate it.
So Victor, who do you think is the most hated program?
It ain't UF.
Overall, like in the history, I don't. There's a lot of history.
Which program do you hate the most?
Oh, I hate UM.
Besides UM, like who do you think of like nationally?
That's it. I only hate one team in college football.
The Hurricanes.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I don't really hate any of my SEC opponents, any of my rivals, because we beat them most of the time, so it's all right. It's not really anything, whatever. Yeah, my most hated team is UM. Period. I don't have, you know how it is. You know how I go. Fuck that. I can't stand those motherfuckers.
Why not?
Mostly because of the fans.
Oh, because of the fans. It's not because we have more rings than you.
Dude, I'm not gonna go there with you because 2 more rings is nothing. And plus, there's
so get them.
There's like a million other teams that have way more than you do. So you're at the bottom anyway of the top of teams with more than 5.
If we're at the bottom, where's UF, bro?
We're right there, dude. We got 3 titles. Who cares? But who cares? Who cares about your 5 rings?
Who leads the all-time series?
Dude, by 2 games. That's it. By 2 games. By 2 games. Because we took care of business the last time we played you, so it made it 2 games.
Fucking barely.
You have 2 more titles than us. Okay, so what?
Hey, Jaron Williams is in JUCO, I believe, and they almost lost to a JUCO quarterback. Sorry.
He's at Broward College.
And you
yeah, you can't say almost because it is what it is. A W is a W. Whether you win by an inch or by a mile, like Toretto says. A win is a win. So it is what it is. Just like when we came down here, you guys beat us by a couple points too. We were driving down the field to score on you to win the game. And
you guys were ranked and we weren't. You guys were supposed to blow us out.
Timeout. We threw an interception in the red zone to lose the game.
Was that Jeff Driscoll, the quarterback?
Yeah, Jeff Driscoll. Yeah,
Jeff Bumble.
Yeah. Oh no, that's right. He fumbled in an important part and then threw the interception inside the fucking the 20.
Wasn't it like 5 turnovers in that game?
Almost won that game too. You almost lost to that guy. Who gives a shit about that stuff?
We sucked that year though.
You suck every year since. Nothing has changed. Dude, I'm not doing fucking football because they're irrelevant. So, speaking of college and athletes and all this other bullshit, players, you said, Alex, you brought up an interesting topic last week about the DeSantis, our governor, our great governor of the great state of Florida.
DeSantis.
DeSantis. I keep calling him DeSantos.
It's okay. It's okay, bro. It's okay.
Actually, you know the thing about it? Maybe I guess it was a good thing that he won instead of the other guy, because the other guy ended up in a bathroom or in a hotel room naked with meth. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, so, Andrew Gillum. In Miami Beach. That
was two. Like, did you ever see the pictures? He's laying there on like a what's that position? The fetal position?
No. Is it online?
Yeah, I think you can find it online.
Andrew Gillum. Yeah, he was drunk, passed out.
Bro, that's hilarious. What? Look at my phone.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Look at my phone. That's hilarious. I should hashtag it on the thing. Hashtag UM Lives Matter. So anyway.
Hashtag rings matter.
You will definitely get some feedback on that.
25 years old already. So anyway.
Hashtag rings matter.
And we got him to...
Mister, it's only 2 more. We'll go get 2 more.
Well, and by the way, and I'm going to leave. This is the last thing that's going to be said about this topic. We're going to win one before you do. So just be clear on that. So we'll be 4.
You want to make money on it? You want to bet money on that?
Yeah, we can bet money on that.
$100.
$100. Florida wins the title before UM does again.
Yep.
You heard it. Virtual shake on it. Virtual shake.
You heard it here on the My 1 Cent podcast. In Pod We Trust, in Liberty, and Justice for All. That me and Brandon's View on Twitter and Instagram, or Brandon's View _ on Instagram and Twitter, have made up bets. And I've made these bets before people, and I keep winning them. Some people don't pay up because they're a bunch of pussies. But he doesn't listen to this podcast, so he wouldn't know. So
build your legacy.
Build your leg. I'm going to build his legacy when I win those $100. Listen, podcasters, $100, whether UM or Florida wins their next title first. I say Florida, obviously.
We have 2 bets right now.
What happened?
There's 2 bets going on right now.
Yeah, we have another one, don't we?
So it's this bet that you guys are not agreeing on, and me and Brandon have a separate bet. Brandon advises that Albert Wilson's going to have a better numbers than Devontae Parker.
I said Preston Williams.
Preston Williams is going to have better numbers than Devontae Parker. So I pray.
Real quick though, how are we going to decide that though? Because let's say Preston Williams has more catches and more yards, but Parker has more touchdowns. How are we going to do that?
Repeat that again.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if Preston Williams has more catches and more yards, but Parker has more touchdowns? How are we going to do that?
I guess whoever has better numbers from all 3. Like if Preston Williams has more catches and yards, then that wins.
Okay.
I guess 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
So yeah, catches, yards, and touchdowns. Because
there has to be something to decide.
It's going to be it's almost impossible to have the same amount of catches and yards.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I would say that.
Who had? Oh no, never mind. That was a fantasy team point thing in my league last year. It was crazy to happen. I thought it was the receivers, but it was an interesting tiebreaker situation.
So Victor, you're saying that Florida is going to win an NCAA
I believe that
Florida. And we said $20 or lunch.
Correct.
$20 or lunch.
Yeah, either or.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, not 100.
My shit is simple. I believe that Florida will win another national title before UM does. That's it. It's very simple. Now, this can take 10 years to happen.
That's fine.
This bet could happen when we're in our 80s and shit.
No.
Just make sure you have that $100 ready, because I'm telling you, we're going to, even at 80 years down the line, I may not be alive, we're still going to win. And if I die and you're still alive, you're going to put that $100 on my grave. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you have to put it on Velux Group's donation.
Oh yeah, Velux donations for I'm dead. That $100. You put it in a trust to build a legacy. Okay, listen.
Yep.
Fuck you. So
DeSantis.
DeSantis, yes. DeSantis went ahead and signed. Now, is it official or it's still a process?
So to give it to for those that don't know in the YouTube and Twitter world, Governor DeSantis, not DeSantos, from Florida, he signed into a bill. So this is going into effect July of 2021. So next year in July. So because the thing is, there's other states like California. I was reading it earlier. California, and I think Colorado. They already signed off, but they're not for those states. They're not ready to like 2023. So we're ahead. So just in case people are not understanding, it's not like if this bill doesn't mean like if let's say Brandon goes to the University of Florida, right? The school doesn't pay him to go there. So I think some people are misunderstanding what the bill means. So like basically what it means is the players will get compensated for image, likeness, endorsements. So for example, if I go to UM next year, I'm a 5-star player, right? And Madden EA Sports comes out with NCAA football again, 2021, and they want to use my name in the game, they have to pay me.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
but it also counts as jersey numbers.
Correct.
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
So jersey numbers, like, and then also if a player, if let's say a third party, they call Trask from Florida, right, the quarterback, and they say, hey, can you sign some autographs at this restaurant? You got to pay him to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see a problem. I understand they have an education, they're paying for. I get that part, but the NCAA makes $1 billion in revenue every year,
mm-hmm.
and these coaches who get paid, Nick Saban $8-9 million a year, Harbaugh $7-8 million a year, Mullen, I think Mullen gets paid five or six, right?
5, I think it is actually.
See, I don't agree with college kids getting paid though. It's hard.
How do they make a living?
I think. I mean, going to
tuition doesn't pay them for food and
they can't work. And they can't have a job either.
How are they gonna pay for gas? How are they gonna pay bills?
I mean, they can work. No,
they're not allowed to work.
They're not allowed to work.
They can't work at a regular job.
Nope, because of the demands of school, and they have to be at a certain amount of hours in the facility. They can't have a job.
Okay, now
see the only reason I don't agree with it is because you're getting a free education because you're going to school for free. If you're going to those schools like that, you're getting a free education. Not a lot of people can do that. That's number one. Even people who are working big jobs can't even pay their student loans. That's number one. Number two, how are you going to pay everybody? How are you going to pay the players? I think the only way.
I think we're missing touch a little bit here. So the school doesn't pay the players, just in case. So if let's say Flanagan's calls kind of any player, Trask, they call Kyle Trask tomorrow. Hey, can you sign some autographs for 3 hours? I'm not doing that shit for free.
Yeah, Flanagan.
If I'm Trask.
Yeah, no, I know. But these kids wanted them to get paid to play the game in a college level is what you're
That's not what you're doing here.
That's what I don't. No, that's not the bill.
I know, but I'm not, Bobby, I'm not arguing the bill, though. I'm saying that these college kids want to get paid to play the game.
Oh, no, I don't agree with that.
Like how NFL players get paid a check every time they play. Right. That's what the players want. You can't pay that entire roster. You can't do it.
It's too hard because how are you going to distinguish a quarterback and a punter?
The only way
even that. You have other sports. The other sports too.
The only way to pay these kids.
You can't pay the tennis guy the same thing you're paying a quarterback.
Right.
You can't pay the tennis guy the same thing you're paying the quarterback.
The only way to pay that first of all, sport to sport will be easy to maneuver anyways, because your budget will go based off what the sport makes.
Oh, true. I guess their attendance on that obviously, but either way, it's still unfair. And that little unfairness, to me, it's unfair regardless because that tennis guy works just as hard, practices just as hard as I'm sure as the football guy does, and has to study and has to do all the same shit. And it's its own competitive sport as it is.
The business doesn't make the money.
The problem is the revenue. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I agree with that completely.
It's like, hey, well, why is women's basketball getting paid significantly less than NBA players? Well, because you ain't bringing in the revenue, sweetheart.
Obviously, okay, so you know that. So that's why I think it's unfair to pay them for play. Doesn't work for me. Yeah, but I also feel like, for example, what I said earlier, that I feel like this is a way for them to, say, okay, look, we're doing something for the guys, but it's only going to be a select group of people that are really going to make money. For example, on the video games, if you remember, I'm glad you mentioned the numbers, because I was going to say they don't ever put the names.
Correct.
So that right there, they're saying, okay, yeah, we'll pay you for your name, but we're not going to use it, so you're shit out of luck. But since you mentioned the numbers, now, yeah, that they get something out of that. Hold on, what else did I?
Yeah, like if I go into the team store right now, if De'Aaron King wears number 1 and I go into the team store and buy a number 1 jersey, he's getting money out of that.
Correct. Yeah, of course.
Now, I still think it's kind of unfair in a sense, because
why?
Okay, let me tell you why. Because the right guard doesn't have a jersey in the store.
Neither does NFL players.
I agree. Yeah, but these guys get paid, so that you can't even bring up. You
can't. The thing is, see, this is why this pay for play is not going to work.
I agree, but I'm telling you,
it's not going to work.
That's my point. That's what I'm trying to tell. I'm agreeing with you. Is it really that even when we agree, we sound like we're fighting?
Basically, this caters to like the 5-star, like the superstar of the school, like the two. Like, imagine Tua last year in Alabama. How many jersey sales that guy?
Would have made millions last year.
Well, he made that money within the first 5 minutes when he got drafted.
No, yeah. and then Zion, when he was in Duke, you're telling me he can't get 1% of that? How much money he made off a Duke jersey? You know what I mean? Like, come on, like.
Like I said, the way. Go finish.
No. I'm saying, like, the pay to play, I don't agree with. I agree with you guys there. But if a third party wants me to sign autographs for 3-4 hours and I don't get shit for it, that's not happening.
No. I agree with that one.
I agree. If they're gonna allow that to happen, hey, you get what you can get. It is what it is. I get that. I don't know. I still don't really agree with it, because I still think it's not fair for the other guy.
Yeah, because let me tell you, I don't know if you guys saw on E60 a while ago, probably like 2 months ago, like how they do a recruit when they recruit a 5-star player, like in football. You know how much money these universities spend to recruit these players, from plane rides, restaurants, going out, bro. It's like I saw it was like $70,000 in a weekend.
On one player,
it was like 3 or 4 5-star players, from private jet, car. It was crazy.
And then you wonder why these kids want to get paid, because they see that money. They know that private jet fucking college bread.
And some of these college coaches get paid more than NFL coaches.
Yeah.
So that it's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's fair.
I think it's a harder job, though.
Than NFL?
I think so.
College?
Yeah.
I mean, in a sense, if you think about it, you're developing kids in a sense, and that takes a little more. Like, look, you take Nick Saban. He couldn't make it in the NFL because he treated these guys like college kids. Yeah. It didn't work. But in college kids, he's a genius.
I think college is easier to be better faster than NFL. Because you get 4 or 5-star players every year.
Yeah, okay.
You get 4 or 5-star players every year if you're Alabama, Clemson.
College football has more competitive rules than the NFL does.
NFL, if you do bad 2 years, you're gone. You're gone.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah. But also, I think on the other side, as far as college goes, you're also banking on that your guys develop faster to give you the wins so you can stay. In the NFL, I think if you know these guys are already professionals. These guys got to perform. But don't forget, the guy from Arizona got fucking 1 season. I don't agree with that at all.
Man, it's the NFL. It's hard, man. It's comfortable.
I just think it's I'm not saying the game. I just think it's a harder coaching job in college. Remember, you got a 90-man roster. You got dealing with kids. You got to worry about practice. You got to go. You're going to school. Are you eligible? You got to deal with all that shit. You know what I mean? In NFL, I don't like you, bro. Get out. Bye. See you. Next. You know.
Okay.
And to be in, I think in the NFL, to me, you get a 3-year guarantee, and college coaches are getting fired way before that.
Well, some schools, yeah.
Yeah, so some schools, yeah, guys. I mean, Jim Harbaugh can't beat Ohio State. He's been there 7 years already.
I gotta tell you right now,
that's crazy. I didn't.
In my opinion, if and Victor could say this as biased as he thinks that I am, if first of all, Manny Diaz to me was a terrible hire. Was a terrible hire from day one. I
agree.
Okay, if he doesn't win at least 9 games this year, he should be fired.
Then they might as well fire him now.
They're not gonna fire him, unfortunately.
You're not going to win 9 games. So
I wish, bro, I was praying that he took the Temple job. And he'd come back.
Well, he did.
He did.
I mean, he did.
Yeah, well, I'm saying I wish he stayed.
And I thought that was shady as fuck. I was like, you know what? What kind of message are you sending to the guys you're coming to now that you committed to one place and
if you're see, I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
What?
If you got let's say your dream job is University of Florida. If you got an offer from Temple and you agreed, and Florida says, hey, you know what? Victor Castellanos, I want to be my coach. You're not gonna leave Temple to go take $4 million more at University of Florida.
I mean, I understand the reasoning. I just think you're dealing with the kids, and I think it just sends a bad message. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Because who else was going after?
Lane Kiffin.
And he declined.
Lane Kiffin and Cristobal.
Cristobal.
And he went to Oregon, which is a better decision for him.
Of course it is.
Because right now Oregon is a good program.
It's a good program. He's got that Nike money. He's chilling, no contract. He's fucking
right. Yeah. Doesn't got to deal with the ACC. You know, it's an easier life.
Doesn't have to deal with the pressure too of being an alumni coming down here like Rick. I said it when they hired Rick. Everybody's like, "Oh, an alumni." And dude, that's not gonna work, bro.
And they just got a top 5 recruiting class, Oregon.
Top 10 going into the preseason.
Bro, bro, listen. If I'm a UM fan, if I was a 5-star recruit and Oregon and Miami both call me with Oregon's Nike facility, bro, I would consider Oregon over Miami right now, any day.
Some people probably consider Tulsa over Miami right now.
No. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah, all right, so listen. Bro. Real quick, you know I am, nigga. You know I'm a clown on them fucking Hurricanes. Can't stand them niggas. I
think two Florida recruits just left Florida to come to UM. So let's go laugh at that.
I just do that all the time, bro. We just flipped a guy from you guys a couple weeks ago, some safety. So that happens all the time. I don't care about that stuff, bro.
Hopefully you guys circle your.
If they don't, dude.
Hopefully you guys circle your wagons around fucking Kyle Trask and shit.
Are you guys Georgia? Are you guys beating Georgia this year?
Hell no, they're not gonna beat Georgia this year.
We're gonna beat Georgia this year. What's wrong with bro? We got that this year, bro. Mullen is taking us that next step, beating Georgia. We're going to the SEC title game this year. That's as far as I'm saying right now because I don't know.
Okay. Pump the brakes after that.
Are you guys gonna be Alabama this year?
We won 10 games.
They don't play Alabama. They don't play Alabama unless they make this.
We haven't played them in years. Actually,
you guys better hope you don't make this championship because if you got to play them, you're getting blown the fuck up.
Okay. Second year, 11 wins, another major bowl.
Who were the two losses to? Georgia and who?
And LSU.
Okay.
We lost to a top 5 team in Georgia at the time, and we lost to the defending undefeated national champion, which. I think we could have won that game.
At LSU.
Whatever it is. Yeah. So, next step year 3, a berth in the SEC title game. And we'll see what happens from there.
So, essentially, you're saying that you're beating Georgia and or LSU this year?
We are going to beat Georgia this year.
So, you're going to have one loss in the SEC going into that game.
Hold on. But we don't know what LSU is really going to look like this year yet.
No, but I'm asking you because in order for you to get to the SEC championship, you have to lose only one conference game, correct?
Well, I don't pretty much. Yes. No, I mean, as long as we don't lose any of the games in the East, we're good.
No.
So I mean, if I lose a game to LSU,
no, it's fine. Yeah, because in the East is only you and Georgia. There's no one else like formidable.
Tennessee's always nibbling a little bit.
So you're saying that you're gonna be in the championship game over Georgia?
Yeah, we're beating Georgia. The only team that stands in our way to making it to the SEC title game is Georgia every year.
Okay.
That's it. I'm not worried about losing. I'm not planning on losing any other games. I haven't looked at the whole schedule. Has the schedule come out yet? No, right?
Yeah. I have it right here.
I got to look at it completely, but I'm not worried about too many teams other than.
You're not worried about South Alabama.
No.
Eastern Washington.
Even though at Southern Georgia, shit still haunts me, bro.
You guys are gonna lose to Kentucky.
Oh my god. Why? Because they finally broke the curse. Yeah, we started another streak against them, so we're good.
Yeah, you got LSU at home and Georgia at Jacksonville, obviously.
It's always the same thing, which so
you're gonna lose at Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't even know who the quarterback I don't even know who the quarterback of LSU is this year.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know what LSU is gonna come out. I mean, they got the best receiver in football, right? Apparently, the best
Jamar Chase.
Oh, it's not apparently. He is.
You guys are losing to Florida State.
Okay. So anyway. Back real quick. Back to the the college thing with the players. I just want to bring this part up real quick and see what you guys think. Now, you mentioned earlier California and who else?
Colorado.
Colorado have already done the same thing, but they're going to be a few years behind.
But they're like, Florida's going to be a lot quicker to enact it.
My thing with this is also, I feel like it's unfair for a lot of places that may not pass this. And now, because I think what you said, DeSantis was saying, hey, it'll keep guys in the state going to school here in the state because they know that they can make money here. So that's kind of unfair too. I think the states that don't allow the image, likeness and all that shit. Because I don't even know what they're calling it. Because the other one I know is pay for play because they're not getting paid for play.
Correct.
They're getting paid for endorsements and
right.
And that's why I'm saying I don't think it's fair not only to the other states. It's not fair to the other players on the team you got a 5-star offensive lineman who ain't gonna see dick. Because, like I said before, his jersey's not in the team.
Well,
shop.
I mean, it's not only jersey sales.
Well, I'm just throwing
other avenues.
Guy. But again, where is that offensive lineman going to make money? I'm just saying. Let's try to throw a scenario out.
Probably autograph signing, and appearances and things like that.
I don't think that many NFL offensive linemen get requested for autographs. I don't think so many college ones are going to get.
What about like the non-Power 5, like FAU, FIU? Those players are going to get paid for like appearances.
But are they going to get appearances? That's what I'm also trying to get at.
I'm just saying, like, it's not only it doesn't only apply to Power 5.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying, though. It sucks. I just think that it's basically the 5-star guys, the guys who are.
You know what, bro? I'm gonna go buy Jaron Williams' BC jersey to contribute.
Yep. There you go.
He really at Broward College?
No.
I was gonna say, bro. I'm just making sure because that'd be pretty fucked up that you're former quarterback. Everyone was crazy. Oh, Jaron Williams.
I hated Jaron Williams, number one. So
no, I think it was it's a JUCO in Mississippi, I think.
The Last Chance U one?
No, it's not Last Chance U. Speaking of Last Chance U, they're coming out of a basketball one next year.
That's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
I never watched the series.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
But what is it exactly? It's reality though. It's reality TV.
No, it's actual. Right? No, I mean basically these are kids that they get recruited by these big schools, but they either have bad grades, they got in trouble with the law,
high school to college.
Yeah, and basically this is a second chance at getting recruited again to these big schools. And there's some names that you may know. Malik, I think it was Malik Green or Malik Henry. He was a 5-star quarterback. I don't know where he is now, but there's some pretty big names on there. So it's interesting.
Okay, I like it.
The guy, the kid that played for I don't miss the one that played for Denver.
Yep, there you go. Chad something Kelly.
Chad Kelly,
the quarterback. He was on Last Chance U.
Wasn't he Ole Miss, right?
Yeah. Well,
Ole Miss
Drew Lock wiped him up because he's gonna be the quarterback there.
Have mercy. All right, let me ask you. Do you want to get into the whole Bubba Wallace thing? Do you have anything? We could end the show with that. So, I mean, it's just, it's just going on, and I got an interesting take on it in the sense that I think it's taking. I don't know which pictures. What I saw the picture, they showed one with a noose in the corner, and then they showed the other one where it was just a hanging string. I don't know. I think it's crazy. I think this shit is just getting ridiculous around everything, not just the Bubba Wallace thing. And the funny thing about it is the only black guy in NASCAR, and they're trying to run that guy out. Like, come on, guys. Like, the only black guy you got. Let's try to see if we can keep him going. Even though Brad Doherty is, I still can't believe Brad Doherty was a fixture on NASCAR Today or whatever that shit was called. But
hey, Alvin Kamara was here in Homestead for the race.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Now I found a few cool things that the guys did. They united on the track and they pushed his car all the way up to the front and all that. And
that was cool.
What is your take on the actual putting of the noose? Do you think someone did it? Do you even think that's what it was?
So to set up this conversation, so just in case for those that don't know in the world, this so-called noose rope, or it was a rope tied up in a noose, like a noose. Apparently it was in that garage since October of 2019. So it was there for almost a year. Like and then all of a sudden, after, because how everything right now was like magnified, everything with racism, society, all that.
Like this beautiful.
Yeah. magnified in pottery trust. So I kind of feel bad for Bubba Wallace because he apologized. Like they're trying to compare it to like the guy from Empire. Was it Justin Smollett?
Jesse Smollett. Yeah.
Or like Dave, or like Dave Chappelle's. You have to watch it. He says Juicy Smoulier. I died.
Michael Rappaport called him Juicy Jesse.
Yeah. So
on his podcast.
Yeah. Well, they always clown that Jesse guy because he's a fucking idiot.
That story was crazy.
That was crazy, bro. What did he say? They were African nationals or?
They were Nigerian, dressed up as KKK people with MAGA hats.
Look at me.
But he set it up though.
Oh yeah, because he wanted to put his name out there, and
he's a fucking pussy.
Weird. What did he say? He was the gay Tupac.
Yeah.
So
he's the gay lock. When you lock him up, he'll have fun in there.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So
okay,
no,
Alex, continue.
Just my thoughts are it was a complete overreaction on NASCAR's part. Bro, the day that it happened, I was watching the news and they were blasting. Like it was like racism and this and that. Like it was like complete overreaction.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped talking about it though either.
But I don't think NASCAR overreacted though.
No, but in terms of like it was immediately thought that it was a hate crime. Immediately thought. Like
that was because of the racers. That wasn't a. I don't think NASCAR came on and said this was a racist act, though. I just gotta remember that.
And then the FBI the next day or today, they did an investigation. 15 agents. I've never seen this. There's a lot of agents. 15 agents said, "Look, this was not a hate crime at all. It was just attached. It was the garage door, right? From my understanding." So I mean,
look, I've seen a bunch of garage door ropes. They have that little tie at the bottom.
Yes.
I've never seen one with. I've never seen a noose one.
What's crazy is Bubba Wallace never saw it. He wasn't even there when it happened.
I was told that he was informed of it.
Yeah,
somebody told him, "Hey, look."
That tells me that somebody in NASCAR did that. Whether it was a pit crew from somewhere else, someone did it obviously because it was a year ago. So how come they didn't know a year ago that it's crazy? You know what I mean?
Because there was no hype around it a year ago.
But all this happening with all this right now with police shootings and all these situations are crazy, man.
You know what, bro? You know what's funny? Not funny because I know I'm not trying to think that I'm like taking it as a joke. I hope they defund the police. I want to see what it does for just 1 year, just to see.
And right now, right now, I know people that they're like ultra careful what they say online because they'll be afraid to like offend someone. And boom, they block them. It's crazy. It's like people are like unfriending people for anything now.
I don't agree with the part of the cops. I just think that
but they should do it though. Defund the police for 1 year and let's see if that's what you guys really want.
Yeah, go to Seattle and go to the autonomous zone.
So you're saying you heard about that shit? What you're saying is it's a bad idea, and you're going to show them by it happening. Is what you're saying.
Of course.
Okay. For a minute, I thought you were being one of those people that actually believes that's a good idea.
Fuck no.
It's the dumbass idea. It's the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard.
2 for 2 today. Very good. All right. Well, 2 for 3 actually.
Can you, bro? Did I tell you the story about the lady walking into a store with a fuck 12 shirt on, and a guy came out with a machete and started chasing her, and he was like, "Oh my God, call the cops!"
I asked you for the video. Yeah, I tried to find a video myself to put it on the last episode we were on. Yeah, when you need them. Yeah, exactly. Dude, I just heard about that Seattle shit today, and I was actually going to bring it up because there's this thing. Did you also know that in Seattle?
What happened in Seattle? Start from the beginning. I never heard about it.
Like a 6-block radius, I think.
Yeah.
That has like these. What do you call them? What do you call those people? Sovereign? No, they're not a sovereign.
Alex. Tell me the story though, Alex.
Me? Oh,
hey.
So basically, the people of Seattle, the citizens, took over a police precinct. They overran it. So the police is no longer there, and they took over a 6-block radius of the whole area. So basically, police can't come in, nobody can come in, businesses are shut down. They took over basically that whole 6-block radius. That's crazy. They call it an autonomous zone.
There we go. That's what it was.
Basically, from my understanding, from my understanding, they're like anti-government. They
what
don't
do they call them?
Yeah, I forgot what they're called, but
shit. It starts with an A.
Yeah.
Anyway, go.
It's crazy. Like this whole defund them. Like, there's some people that I hear on TV like, oh, let's get rid of the police completely.
No. Oh my god. Yeah, let everybody run around with guns and handle their own business on the streets.
I'm telling you, bro. Do it for 1 year. Do it for 1 year.
Oh man.
Do it for 1 week.
One shift. Do it for one shift.
I mean, I'd be okay to do it to just prove a point, but it's just, who knows how crazy this can be. Mm-hmm. That shit can be insane. Now, before we leave Seattle, I want to bring something about Seattle. I just heard this today, which is pretty cool. Seattle has this but I'd like to go. Good. Seattle has this old fucking law from the mining days. This is fucking ridiculous. If two people are about to engage in a fist fight outside of an establishment or anywhere, and a cop is there, he has to let them fight. He can't stop the fight until it's over. That's some
hockey rules.
Because apparently the belief was that back in the day, that's how they handled their problems. Just duke it out.
Unless they pull out a weapon, that's different.
Correct. Yeah, yes, they know about that kind of situation. But
wait, so let me ask you a question. So what's the rule on that? Why can't police just go and just squat it up into that building?
Oh, okay. You're talking about
there's people that are armed.
So blow the bitch up.
No, I'm saying like
they got other guns.
There's people that are armed with like semi-automatic weapons, rifles. Like, there's people.
Okay, so why don't they just?
They're walking around with rifles.
No, I mean they're not. They don't want to engage in that right now.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that.
They're not gonna do that.
But that's crazy. I heard about it today. I'm like, what? Oh, and actually, Joe Rogan. I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast.
And also in Atlanta, where this gentleman got shot in the Wendy's parking lot.
I want to talk about that, by the way. There's people there that are blocking the street with shotguns.
I almost said they burned down a brand new Wendy's.
Okay.
And they burned down Wendy's.
Was it Atlanta? Where's the guy that he was drunk at?
Atlanta.
Okay. So check this out. So
that's the one that he was running and he had the taser in his hand, turned around.
Okay. Let me tell you something, because I just actually spoke with a cop and he's from African American descent. So he was very biased. He wasn't biased at all. He was actually very, So check this out. So they showed one video, and it was a guy saying, "Yeah, I had 2 margaritas. I was on my kid's spot, whatever." The guy was in the car. Okay, if you have your key in the car and you're sitting in the car drunk, it's a DUI. That's the rule.
Well, if it's in the ignition, there's a certain place you can put it.
If it's in my car seat, it's a DUI. Car got to be
certain places.
Keys. There's only one place that the key can be in the trunk.
Or under. I heard that you can have it in the glove compartment. That might have changed, but the glove compartment.
I think it varies by state. I think.
Got to be locked.
Correct. Yes.
But anyways, that's a DUI. The guy was roped. DUI. Right.
Yeah.
So whatever. The guy, and he was telling me, bro, I would have let the guy go home. Yo, I'm gonna get you an Uber. You're gonna go home, pick up your car tomorrow. Whatever. That's what he said he would have done. The guy that I know that's a cop. I didn't see the video till 2 days later when the guy pulled the taser out.
The guy that got killed.
I didn't see it. They only showed him running away, and the cop shooting him. Oh my God! This guy's a murderer.
No, I saw the whole. I saw
the video. He grabbed the taser and he turned around and tried to shoot the cop. They tried to tase him at first. I think they did, but he just kept. I've seen these motherfuckers keep running after getting tased. And he kept running. Now, the cop. I mean, look, I get it's such a split-second thing, but the cop knows that taser is not going to kill him. So it wasn't.
Hold on, and I'm going to tell you something now.
But it's not deadly force. The cop.
It doesn't
the other guy didn't have a gun.
And let me tell you something. I'm not saying I know more than you about it or anything like that. I did my license yesterday, my class. But listen, again,
we want to get
my cop friend always talked to me. If I go like this, if I take my phone out and I go like that, you're threatened right now, right? In the dark, you're threatened by me. If a cop tells me put your hands up and I go like this, I'm shooting you. If I come out and say, let me see where your hands are, I can see them, and you go like this, and then you go like that, pop. You really think I'm gonna let you pull whatever it is you want out to get me?
Of course not. That's the reason I defend a lot of some of these situations, because they're split-second decisions. You gotta remember your life is important too. You're not gonna just say, "Oh, let me wait and see what he's gonna pull out." No, you have to.
You want to get real technical. The second that guy touched the taser, the cop could have said, "Bop, done. See ya. Next."
Actually, I don't know. I think that might have been worse. I don't think many cops shoot people in the head like that close range. Like it's kind of, but I get what you're saying.
Bobby, you shoot. They train you to shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill.
And a cop always tells you, "I'm always aiming for the."
I guess you have no choice.
I'm always aiming for the head. Sometimes I just can't hit it. That's how it is.
Fuck, I had an interesting thing to bring up that you were talking about, then I lost it.
Like
this shit is fucking crazy, dude. There's a lot of craziness going on.
Now,
I had a great point.
The one in Minnesota, that guy's fucked. That cop is fucked.
Actually, they just had video of the guy. One of the cops, he was in a Walmart and shit, and the lady took video of him. She's like, "Oh, you shouldn't be walking around here free and all this shit." He's like,
I don't agree with that, bro. I don't like that shit, man. Leave the guy alone, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he's actually out in public, fuck, that's crazy.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of hate. A lot of people hate cops.
Yeah, leave the guy alone, bro. To be honest, what that girl was doing was harassment, and again, I got no.
Yeah.
I'm not sexist. Bro, shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just shut the fuck up.
All right, quick trivia question regarding cops. Do you know why cops touch your tail light as they walk up to your window?
No.
Evidence that they were there.
I just found that out too.
Yeah.
That they do that. That's now I just read that a lot of places are telling them not to do it anymore because they have the cams and all that shit because that might also spook the person in the car. But yeah, they do it so that they leave their fingerprint on the car in case something happens to them. Boom. That's fucking interesting as fuck, dude. That's cool. Yeah. That's great.
A lot of speaking of the body cams, a lot of cops don't like it.
I would you? I wouldn't like it either. I mean, I get it. It can protect you, but it can also fuck you because you have a moment of a bad judgment, a moment of lapse in judgment for a split second, and it's recorded. Yeah. Where maybe if it wasn't, you might be able to get away with a certain point of, well, look, self-defense, whatever. It's your word against theirs. I'm just saying.
Like I spoke to a cop as well about this, an African American cop, and just set up.
I just put that detail in because if we actually get big enough where now it becomes a question thing.
Yeah.
People are gonna be like, I want to take away the issue of, your cop was white. Well, no, he doesn't. I literally just specified that he was not.
It's a good. You have to make that point because it's not the same opinion coming from a white guy than it is from a black guy.
Because it matters. My feeling is like if that cop was black that shot that gentleman, this whole situation would be totally different. Totally different.
Yeah.
And I bet you a lot of black cops shoot black people and you don't hear about them.
No.
And how many now?
Bro, this world is so biased that when Trump the other day, when he called looters thugs, they called him the biggest racist in the world. And I actually posted a video on Instagram of Obama calling people thugs.
Did you see? Did you guys see what statues they're trying to bring down now?
No, not
George Washington.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. This gets better. Ulysses S. Grant, who helped the Union win the Civil War,
which again is a racist war.
And to my knowledge, Ulysses S. Grant didn't own slaves or anything of that nature. Nothing racist. And also Thomas Jefferson. And I
got a name change of a city coming. Go ahead, finish.
Oh, I heard about that.
Rhode Island, you heard that? Providence Plantation. No, in Rhode Island, they already did it. The governor went ahead and put the order in to take out. They have an area called what's it called? Something Plantations. Providence Plantations. They're removing the plantation part now because that area apparently was known, for slaves and all. They had a bunch of slaves, bro. And it's ridiculous, man.
Providence has a population of 0.10 that are non-Caucasian, and that's ridiculous.
Now I know for sure that they're going to change the city of Plantation's name. If they already got one place to change their name, that's going to fall through. That's ridiculous. Oh, they're pushing for it.
I'm trying to think like what brand names. Like Aunt Jemima's gone now, right? Uncle Ben's. What's next?
Yo, can I ask you guys a question? I just don't really give a fuck, so that's why I'm not informed about it. What's wrong with the Aunt Jemima thing? I don't understand it.
I understand. Aunt Jemima was an old slave. She had something to do with an old slave song that the slaves used to sing. Hey, look, I don't want to laugh like that either because I mean it's not really a joke what a lot of those people went through in those days. I get it, but it is also again part of the history of this country, and you got to talk about those things.
But what's wrong with?
I think it's ridiculous that they would take it to the point of it was an old slave thing. Okay, that was back then. Now it's a great syrup from a pancake, which people love. Somebody told me the other day it's the same recipe, but it ain't her on the bottle, so it's not the same for me. I'm just saying. I think that's ridiculous. Uncle Ben, same shit. Hey, but you know what's gonna end up happening, and I may
come on. Who the fuck is Uncle Ben?
Christ, dude. Oh. Listen to me now. Listen to me clear, and hey, I may upset a couple people who are close to me that are African American, and I love you, but this is not a shot. But I believe that they will eventually, when this all starts to settle down, African Americans will now start to complain that they took away the Aunt Jemima, that they took away Uncle Ben's. Like, yo, the only people we have on boxes, and you're gonna take them away from us now. But yet, I'm just what I'm trying to say, and I believe a lot of this is white guilt. So all these changes that these companies are making. Look, Quaker Oats changed their thing because apparently this guy had slaves back in. Did you see? Didn't I send you guys the picture of the Quaker Oat guy with Aunt Jemima in bed?
Yeah. When you open up your pantry at midnight and shit.
Pantry at midnight.
There bingo, bro. I love that shit, bro. That
I understand things have to change. There has to be some change. This just can't keep happening. Guys can't keep getting killed by the cops like that, I guess. I mean, I get it. But none of this stuff's going to matter. None of this stuff's going to make any change. It's a fucking syrup, people. It's a fucking syrup that goes on your pancakes. That's it. That's all it is. Look, why don't you, well, I'm not going to say it like that, but I would tell a feminist in her face, why don't you bitch about Miss Buttersworth? The bottle is a woman's body shape. That's feminist as fuck. That's sexist. Go after that shit. Leave Aunt Jemima alone, man. She's chilling. So yeah,
it's crazy right now with what's going on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's overkill. It's how I see it. It's fucking overkill. Look, perfect. Talking about they're eliminating the gator bait chant.
That's just gay anyways.
Better than anything you fucking do. You guys do one thing. T-A-A-E-S-K! That's all you fucking idiots do, bro. And then your stupid bird rents his lip and he goes...
And that's just lit.
You know what I'll give you guys credit for? The only thing that I'll say I think is cool that UM does is the smoke. The coming out of the smoke. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's dope. That's it. And you know what? I admit this too. I hate it, but I'll admit it. I do kind of like... I think this is a cool... The way people do it sometimes, I think it's kind of cool how it looks sometimes. But to me, obviously, this to me is way better than that, obviously. But I think that's pretty cool. I don't do it. I like doing this better.
You look like a fucking retard trying to clap and shit.
And I'm like fucking little fucking.
You look like a retard. Like, hey, something good happened. Hey. Fucking dumbass.
That's what George. That's what Georgia's gonna do.
T-Rex.
Bro, to be honest, you know how I know you're a hater? The best thing in UM is the chain, dog. The turnover chain.
You guys need to get rid of all that stuff.
I hate
nothing for you, so.
I hate the brass knuckles. Those are awful.
I would have been okay with just leaving
Miami though. It's Miami though.
Why did they have to expand it to other shit? The knuckles, another chain, another. Dude, you're not winning. It's not. What's the word? It's not contributing to any win. So, what's the point? Win games. Build a fucking tradition of winning again, and then start. Hey, let's do something extravagant because we are Miami. Yeah, you guys are Miami, and you guys are known for the extravagant. And I don't have a problem with it, but do it when you're winning, not when you're getting your ass beat all the time. Like, it's stupid. Florida State, that stupid backpack. I'm so glad Florida hasn't taken on anything like this. They're just like, you know what? We score, hand the ball to the ref, or turnover, hand the ball to, let's go. Move on to the next play. We don't have that bullshit.
That's how much of Florida haters that they are to the Canes. Because did you notice that when we started doing a chain, Alex, everybody started the trend of like a prop for the turnovers. Everybody.
Yep.
We started that trend, bro.
I'll give it to you. I'll give you guys that. I just think that you guys do it when you're not winning, and it kind of looks shitty, but it's cool. It's kind of cool. well, they kind of fucked it up for me when they kept adding stuff. But like I said, the initial chain I thought was pretty cool. I'll give you that. But that's it. So fucking ridiculous, bro. Turnovers. I seen a turnover belt. I've seen
my God. Belt. Yeah.
I think I saw a turnover staff, like a big fucking ball on it or something. Like those pimp cups. I think somebody had a pimp cup. The one that all the what do they call it? A shallot? No.
A chalice.
Chalice.
A turnover chalice or some shit. Mm-hmm. Like.
We started that trend, bro. Miami's about the trend.
Yeah, you already said it, bro. Yeah, how about you start trend setting some wins?
Yeah. How about you trend setting 2 more rings to catch up to us?
Oh my God!
And beat us 3 more times so you can lead the all-time series. Next.
First of all, like I've said a million times, you're a small fish in a big pond. You don't matter. You're 2 wins ahead of us and you're 2 rings ahead of us. Don't mean shit to me and to this team. So moving on. You're irrelevant to us. You're in the back.
It bothers you, bro. I don't understand it. It does bother
you. You know what does bother me? The arrogance that you guys have for a team that sucks. And that sucked for the last 20 years.
It just bothers you, bro. It's okay.
Like, you have nothing to stand on. No legs.
The
last time they won, I think you were still in diapers, bro.
Nah, I was 11.
I don't you remember any of that shit, bro. It's crazy.
I was there to witness the greatest team you have ever seen in college football history.
I'll give you that. That was, and it's, you know what though, it's mostly because what they did in the NFL as players. They were all Hall of Famers pretty much.
Okay, what it is. We're the best team in college football.
They were pretty good. They were pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'll give you the I can give credit where credit is due, bro. Look, what you guys did in those decades that you guys won, but the way you guys won, a lot of people ain't gonna win like that. But
I know it.
The only thing I say is that you guys are in the middle as far as national championships. You're not even like the top team or in the top 5 of most titles, and you act like you are. You act like you've won 20 titles instead of just your 5. A lot of teams have more titles than you, and they don't. You don't hear Alabama talk about.
It's all about. But I'm talking about. I'm talking about Miami, Florida. So if you're saying we're middle of the pack and we're at the bottom of the pack, where the fuck are you guys?
I don't care. That's the difference between you and me. I don't care where we are in that conversation because I can't do anything about it today. I can't change that outcome until my team goes out and plays and wins another title. And if they do, good. And if they don't, well, we'll keep rooting for them. But it doesn't bother me about the past. That's the difference between you and me. You keep dwelling on the shit that you did 20-something years ago. I don't care what we did last year. I'm looking forward to the next season. That's the only thing that matters. The future. Not the past. Present, future. Period. We got 3 titles. I'm happy about that. But you've never heard me mention them ever in a conversation with anybody. Oh, 3 championships. The fuck is that, bro? Look, you're in the middle. We're lower than you. So why would I even bring that up? My team is looking better. My team is en route to hopefully get in the position to maybe get another one soon. I'm happy about that. And hopefully they can keep progressing. Your team sucks. And you ain't going to even get close to. So get them $100 ready. Because I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot quicker than you think.
Yeah, okay.
So, all right, let's move on because I'm not doing this UM shit back. I think we've done well. We've been cool, cordial, you know. Cordial. You got your shit out. I got mine. I didn't. Now, even though I'm still going to hear a text later, I'm saying, hey, you're cutting me off, man. Watch. I can feel it in my bones. He's probably doing the text right now. I can see him. He's texting me right now. All right. We're about 1:10 in. So let's go ahead and we'll start winding down. I thought we touched on some good shit. Anything you guys, aside from what you mentioned earlier, bring on for next time? Anything you guys want to talk about next time?
Nope. No, sir.
What hurt?
Hey, listen, here goes.
Awkward. All right. So, I hope everybody enjoyed. Like, obviously, there's no topics for the next one. We'll surprise you guys, I guess. I want to always, like I do, thank these guys for joining me tonight, taking time out of their day, his studies, his whatever he does, walk around with no sleeves. And appreciate you guys coming on and you know, having fun, talking shit, and talking about, you know, serious stuff, fun stuff. It's cool. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed listening. Any comments, any feedback, you know where to find us. The My One Cent Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. MyOneCentPodcast@gmail.com. And coming soon, the MyOneCentPodcast.com. Also, this handsome gentleman was pleasing to look at all for the whole 1 hour and 10 minutes. I like looking at him, so I mean, I'm sure the rest of you do too. Even though the gentleman over here is not much of a fan, but it's all right, bro. Haters gonna hate, and ain'ters gonna ain't. So anyway, yeah, I should have kept the 8 part out. Anything you guys want to say on the way out as we go ahead and is that DX? Did you do it? Oh, she was doing DX.
Nah. If Antonio Brown goes to the Ravens, I'm like, dude, it's crazy, bro. That's too much.
Dude, I don't. You know what? I don't even know if we're gonna have a football season. So we'll see. I'm telling you, man.
Because apparently it's between the Ravens and the Seahawks.
Yep.
Well, there's guys that are coming up sick, and there's guys that are saying they don't want to play.
I heard that. I heard today that Miami was looking at. They were looking at Larry Warford still.
Yeah, he's still not picked up.
Logan Ryan, and that they were trying to have preliminary talks with Josh Gordon. But they want to see where he's going to be at suspension-wise. Right. And everybody said, oh, do you really think Flores is going to allow him to come? Well, he allowed, what's the chamaquito's name from UM?
Mark Walton.
Mark Walton. He beats up bitches all day, and he played on the Dolphins. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's chilling.
Cam Newton's still out there.
What about Preston Willis? Preston Willis fell out of the draft.
Man, I can't believe that shit, actually.
Preston Willis...
I don't know why. I don't know why New England doesn't take. I don't know why New England doesn't bring him.
Because New England wants to see if Stidham is good or they're gonna get a quarterback next year. Belichick is in no rush, bro.
I mean, that's what it feels like because usually they want to win. They don't want to skip a beat, but
Belichick's in no rush. And to be honest, I'm worried about them finding a way to get Trevor Lawrence. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Who, New England?
Yeah, I'm not even lying to you.
They would have to give up their entire draft next year.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will because they're not. They don't have any. They don't have any package. They don't have anything they can package. They don't have a bunch of picks like we did or anything like that I know of.
Our best scenario is that Jacksonville just does horrible, and they get the number 1 pick. They're gonna get Lawrence at number 1. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, again, unless
Gardner Minshew is not gonna light it up.
Their whole fucking draft.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew.
I'd have to look. We'd have to check on New England's picks for next year to see what they have. Because if they just have the regular 7 picks, yeah, I think they would have to give up their entire fucking draft.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it worries that they're gonna find a way to do it because they're not gonna be very good, bro. Right now, New England on paper, they're not gonna be very good. I don't see it. They're just not gonna be very.
I don't see it either because number 12 is gone. I mean that's the.
They just lost a lot. I mean, they lost Van Noy. They lost.
On top of all that other shit, yeah.
They lost old linemen. The only thing they got is Gilmore and shit. And to be honest, I won't be surprised if at some point Gilmore's on the block. Don't be surprised if they try to trade stuff on Gilmore.
If he starts doing shit to start picking up a draft collateral, then yeah, that would make sense. But I feel like with what they got now, they'd have to go insane. They'd have to do a fucking not Jimmy Johnson. Who was it that gave up everything for Ricky Williams? Mike Ditka. Speaking of Ricky Williams, did you hear his joke the other day? His dad joke. I shared it on Twitter.
Wait, I thought it was Jimmy Johnson that gave up everything for.
No, he gave up a lot for Herschel Walker, but no. Ditka gave up his whole thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you sure, bro? I think you got it. Who traded for Ricky Williams then?
Oh, I'm right. What?
Who traded for Ricky then?
The Saints. Did. Right? The Saints drafted him.
But who gave up a bunch of picks to move up?
We traded a bunch to get Ricky though.
No, we gave up a couple
Definitely
picks.
Definitely
a first, but we didn't give up what the Saints gave up to move up to get him. Ditka gave up his entire draft to move up to get.
Oh, you're talking about in the draft. Okay. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the draft. Oh, okay.
But anyway, he was on Twitter and he said a dad joke, which was fucking hilarious. And I hope nobody takes offense to this shit. Why?
Who said this?
Ricky Williams. He did a dad joke. He said, "Why did all the black guys die in Vietnam?"
I saw that shit.
Because somebody yelled, "Get down," and they all started dancing. Get down.
Wow.
All right. Hey, wow. It's a joke, people. Laugh. We need to laugh. We need some humor in the world right now, man. So.
Hey, bro, I love Ricky Williams here, man.
I loved him. He was.
They just freaking
one of my favorites.
They just ran him to the ground, unfortunately. But
you know, it's funny.
You know what? And even then, I don't think that was. He didn't leave because of that. He wanted to smoke, and he knew he was going to get busted.
But his body was breaking down.
I think Ricky Williams
came back and
35, 40 touches a game, man. That takes a toll, man.
Aside from some of the Marino years, Ricky Williams, I think his 01 season or his 02 season was the greatest season I've ever seen from just a single player. And I was actually arguing with somebody the other day. It was I figured out that it was a little young kid, and he said,
with other people other than me. Oh, nice.
And I think it was a little young kid, and he was saying that Jay Ajayi's 2016 season was the best single season by a Dolphins player. I was like, what the fuck?
Wasn't even the best single season by a Dolphin running back.
I know exactly.
What are you talking about?
Ronnie Brown did some good seasons.
Yeah, but even the 03 season, bro. Just real quick before we go, let me just pull up Ricky Williams. That one season.
Didn't he have two? No, he never got. Did he hit the 2,000 yards yet? No. He had 2 or 3 200-yard games. That I remember. Because there was one in Chicago, one Buffalo. I think he had 2 or 3 200. No, he had 2 200-yard games.
He had the Buffalo. Yeah. The Buffalo one was here. No, I'm sorry. The Chicago one was here.
Buffalo was over there. Chicago one was here. Buffalo one was over there. And it was, I think in the snow, too. I think there was snow on the field that day. He was just busting. Bro, that guy was a fucking beast. Bro.
He was.
And I'll never forget where I was.
I'm looking. If anybody, by the way, I'm in the market right now. I'm looking for a game day jersey, like for me to wear this year, for a blue Ricky Williams jersey. The navy blue ones.
Yeah, I know
those are nice.
I'm looking for that.
I've seen them.
Damn,
I remember exactly where I was the day that he quit.
Bro.
I was in the Keys. It was ridiculous.
Check this out. 383 rushes. 1,900 yards. 16 touchdowns. My fuck.
Oh, he was a beast that year, dude.
And,
bro.
He has 17 total touchdowns.
Did I inform you, gentlemen, that I'm probably going to make the jump to the
to what?
To the iPhone?
Oh, what? Finally.
Yeah, I might make the jump to the iPhone.
Wow. Woof, that should be a topic next week.
Yeah, I never thought I would, bro. I never thought I'd bend the knee to the man. But
when is this ceremonious day going to happen?
Oh, I don't know. I'm still working out the details on the new phone, and I got an upgrade with my service, so I'm going to look into that.
Oh, good.
But I'm probably going to go with the 7. It's the
what?
The 7.
I'm
not trying to go for the 11 or the 10 and all them fucking $600 ones. You got me fucked up. Hell no.
Just fine.
My girl has the 7, and that's just fucking. It's nice. It's fucking dope. And I think that's one of the few that were water resistant, which is what I want. I like the water resistant.
Yeah, because we're not invited to kayaking yet. So me and Brandon.
Yeah, I know. God doesn't invite us everywhere, but when I post pictures on something, where's our invite, bro?
Invited you, motherfucker. He's gone before kayaking with us.
Don't give me that.
I haven't.
We're not in the platinum group yet, Brandon. We can't have ceviche. We can't have
lobster. We can't get him. We couldn't even get. We can't. I thought maybe we said fuck it. He saw us bitching at him, so maybe he said, "Oh fuck it." When I'm done kayaking, I'll invite him to Hooters. We couldn't even get that.
My balls about 9.
That man forgot us up. That man forgot about us the entire day, bro.
Crazy,
we can't.
But then when the season starts, where the fuck y'all at, bro? You don't come to my house for away games.
Yeah, he never did before. So he did. I don't got no problem with him. He comes to my house all the time.
I'm gonna come.
You don't.
I'm gonna go.
All right,
I'm telling you, bro. Start planning. I want to go to Jacksonville Thursday night football.
I don't know. We'll see. What happens.
Week 3.
See. All right. Let's knock this out. Let's wind it down, gentlemen. Again, since we were on the way out and we ended up talking about whatever, which is what I love about this shit. So, again, guys, thank you. People, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed. You know where to find us. Comment, subscribe, bell. You know the deal. Gentlemen, thank you. Good night. My one centers. Till next time.
Build your legacy. Peace out.
Build your legacy.